Sorry, I'm back. I'm sorry if you are still looking for me. It totally went out on me because I clicked the wrong place. So I'm hoping that you're finding me back, and maybe somebody can comment on the original one that I am back on a new video. Because when I put in that comment about, like with the link of the pencils, then I accidentally clicked enter, but I hadn't noticed that the little arrow had moved down onto the finish. So it actually just finished the video because it's because I don't have a mouse on the laptop. I have that trackpad, and I'm not very good with the trackpad, to be honest. And it just finished the video. And I really think that there should be some preventive thing about finishing the video, that it asks, do you really want to finish your live video now? Preventing you from making that mistake. There should be something like that. Sorry, and I hope everybody gets back. Sorry. Yeah, I think, I probably wasn't concentrated enough. I hadn't seen that the arrow had moved down. So now I'll have to put the videos together afterwards. Sorry. I'm terribly sorry about that. It was not on purpose. So please, if somebody will just comment on the other one. Oh yeah, same as deleting all your contacts is one. Luckily that never happened to me. But I don't think I would have a big problem if I accidentally deleted my contacts, because I never really call anyone. I'm so bad at calling. I'm so bad at because I remember I usually don't feel like communicating, and when I feel like communicating, it's too late for most people. Because it will be late evening and everybody will be asleep. So so I usually don't really call anyone anyways. But so just but still, it's annoying to lose all your contacts. It's for those people who actually do call other people, it would be really annoying. And I think it would be annoying for me, because I would have to find all the people from Victoria's school again, because they're the only ones that they call me, to ask for play dates and stuff. So yeah. Sorry about that, and I hope everybody gets backed up. Yeah, you always have to back it up to the SIM card. If you back up your contact list to the SIM card, that's a good thing. I think it's developing nicely. But at least now I got the link up for those pencils. I should connect the one where I actually get the affiliate links to Amazon. I do have the affiliate links, but it's on my stationary computer where it goes on automatically. I just need to set it up in here, because then if anybody buys it from the link, I will get like a little fee from Amazon. It does take months and months to work anything up. It used to be better, because before I had the A store, where I had made a store with all the books and also all the materials that I like to use. And then if people bought it through that, then automatically I would get the affiliate percentage. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't, you still pay the same, but Amazon has to pay me a small amount of what they make if I'm using an affiliate link, which is a good thing. So I have to set that up again, because then I can actually maybe put up an affiliate link. So if anybody decides to buy, they can use the affiliate link, and then I'll get a small percentage, and that might help me. So this is looking good. I think it is looking very, very lovely. I do like these, and they are, yeah. As I say, it's the ones that I like the most. The only thing they have is that little thing about breaking. But I think that Beverly, your trick with the straw is definitely helping. But it's the first time I had one break in my hand. So, and I promised myself next time I'm gonna buy these, I'm gonna buy 2 sets because I just like them so much, and I think they're good to have as a go-to because you can use them so much, and they just work, and that's the essence of a good material, is that it works, and then it doesn't really matter if the price point. What really matters is, well, you know, it matters what you can afford to pay, but it matters that the quality is good for the price. And this one you definitely get very good quality for the price, I think. Of course, you can get other sets where you get a lot more pencils, but for the same price probably. But this, it works. The range of colors works, and the price point compared to quality point is just perfect. I mean, you get a lot. For the funky chicken, yeah, Cat. It is a funky chicken. I think it's a very funny chicken. And it's the first time that I'm venturing into colored pencils with you guys. So that is fun too. And I'm doing it, of course, with my favorite colored pencils. So that is a good thing. The colors are really beautiful colors. It's a very beautiful, even though that there's only 24 colors in the set. It's just the 24 that you need. And there's no skin tones. So you'll have to mix that up, I guess. Or make them all weirdies. Oh yeah, and I did get a lot of work done on the weirdies that are already done because they were in one big mess. So I've started sorting them out and distributing them into next editions of weirdies, just to get an overview of how many I have, and I want them to be mixed up so that it's not the ones that I, you know, that I don't put all the ones that I designed or drew in one day in the same batch. I want them to be a little bit mixed up so that so the styles are not, you know, so you have different weirdies, and I look at the weirdies to see if they fit in a specific box. I also want to try to see if I can manage to make some more specific weirdies, for instance, Halloween, Christmas, Easter, Valentine's, you know, like, you know, Valentine's going from a heart or something, you know, like add in. But I'm not going to add in that all of them are themed because I don't like that. I like there to be like a, you know, a few that are very specific that fits with that month, but not too many because I think that would be too much. But they lay down. You can see how fast they lay down, how much color they actually lay down. It's almost, it's probably the closest I get to having the same feel as I have with my alcohol markers of laying down uniform and quickly and in a beautiful manner. But you know, I have a lot of sets that we will explore together, and I will give you my first impression of how they lay down and how they work for me. So hopefully we'll have fun with that. Now I have to decide where to go from here, and I'm actually thinking that I will start here, and I'll just backtrack a little bit, those two, just to get it to touch the previous color. So that's how I'm going to work that, because the most natural is to start there, for me. For me, that's how I see it. So I'm just going to backtrack before I go on with the next color, just so that I don't forget it. Yeah, so yeah, I was pissy with that today. The fact that they called me 2 minutes past 5, because then they're eager to go home because the institution closes at 5. And if they don't have all kids checked out, then they can't leave. So yeah, I hope that they will bring it up, and I'm definitely going to bring it up. Now we have this thing that the school is changing the classes on the 1st of February, which the kids are finding very stressful. And so I was thinking that I have to wait until a new parents' council with the new class is sort of established. Because if I call a meeting with the current one that I'm in for the class that they are in now, there probably won't be time to make a meeting before we change, and then it would be fruitless to make a meeting right now. But I'm definitely, I want to make a meeting. I want to have a debate about it. I want to at least talk about this. Even if nobody wants to talk about it, I'm gonna have to make a try to pull people out and get attention on the problem. I don't think it's gonna work, because I have tried so many times to talk about it before. Are you ready for tomorrow, Tina? Are you with us? And I'm so sorry that I haven't been on today. We will talk tomorrow or today, depending on how late I finish and if you're still awake. And we'll talk, and I'll put you in as an admin and everything, and we'll make a test or something. I wanted to do this earlier, like, after Victoria's friend had left. But then I fell asleep, and then I fell asleep, and then I fell asleep again. So yeah, it has not been going according to plan, because I fell asleep. But it was a good sleep, and I'm refreshed, and I guess, when you fall asleep, it's just because you need it. Also, especially a person like me who has such difficulty in all falling asleep, then it's like really surprising to me when I do. It's like, oh my God, I fell asleep. There's something wrong. I actually slept. There's a mysterious stuff happening. Or maybe it's just because I'm getting older. Maybe I just start to sleep more after I've gotten older. I don't know. I don't think so, though, because I've heard the opposite, that when you get older, you sleep less. But I don't think I know how I could be able to sleep less than I've always done, because my normal sleep pattern is 4 hours a day, and then maybe 1 or 2 days where I don't sleep at all. That was before Victoria. It would be 4 hours max, and then maybe 2 days a week where I don't sleep. It's awesome. I don't even know. I will probably, I'll have to color it too, because I'm coloring a Weirdie a day. But then I'll just probably, maybe I'll just do an extra one day where I do it. But it's great. It's great. I think it will be awesome. It will also be fun to have a little switch up. And then we'll see. I bet Joseph is probably gonna call tomorrow. We'll see what time he's coming. I don't know if he's going to work or not. We'll see about that. If he's ready. I got a little something for you. So yeah, I was working on the Weirdie's collection, the new one, because I found myself with already 31 new Weirdie's that I had done this month alone when I'm sitting after dinner. But I also have some that I did before that were in a big mess. So I've been trying to make folders for them and the months for them. Yeah, 3 to 5 hours. So and I didn't even get the speed video of yesterday up. I haven't made it, so I just need to post it. But it's been a busy day with a little visitor. And yeah, and then I was working on those Weirdie's, which was good because it's nice to start to, you know, to have it prepared and have an overview and get the folders in order of where to put everything. Because they're like shaping up really nicely. So yeah, I was just been preparing that so that it would be easier to put them in the right spots, so it wouldn't get even more messy. I'm not quite done yet, and I can see I have a lot that I haven't vectored yet. So I was also working on that, preparing them, because of course with those I will also have to color for the covers before I can even make the new Weirdie's books. But I mean, since the plan is that it will be for next year, then I have a nice time frame for it. But being prepared is better, you know, so that it's ready, so it's not last minute, because then I get late. And you know, if a Weirdie day is a success, then it would be cool if there was new Weirdie's ready when we are finished with the first ones. I think that would be really nice. You never know, because Weirdie's are totally. I'm kicking Weirdie's left and right. So yeah, and I'm enjoying so much coloring them with you guys. It's so much fun, and it's so lovely to see them colored. You know, all of them. I mean, I have to find some really big, nice folder where I can sort of stick them in, because right now they're in a pile, because I don't have a nice big folder right now. But you know, it has to be like an A3, because this is a big format that I'm coloring in, and I would like to have each in a, you know, have them in protective sheets so that they don't get hurt. So I need to get like a really nice, good, big folder for that. So yeah, that might be another thing that I could make a first priority, just to make sure that they're not lying around somewhere and all of a sudden somebody spills something on them, or, you know, that would be really annoying with all the work that goes into coloring them, because it's hours of work. So it would be bad if they got hurt just because they weren't protected. But I've just had a problem finding the right, you know, folders and plastic sheets at the right price. But I'll have to make a try again to see if I can find. This is also a lovely, lovely color. I mean, all the colors in this set are beautiful, and they are so highly pigmented. And it's like, I wanted to find a piece of paper so I could show you Yeah, of course I don't have any piece close by. Let's see if I have something. I can show you on my tester sheet here. Like for instance, if you take like this yellow, and then you take the next yellow, and you can sort of do it over, and you can sort of like mix them together really nicely. So you can sort of really work them together, and then you can go on with the orange. And then you take the darker one again, and you just like sort of drive them into each other. You get like a really nice sequence. You can take the red. And you can really work on that, you know, keep on working on it. And you can get them to blend in perfectly, you know, like seamlessly. So you can like really, really blend them into each other in a good way. And that makes for very beautiful, also for like if you're making flowers or other things where you just want to blend them, then they blend really beautifully. So that is a good point on these. So they're easy to blend. You don't even need a blender because you can blend between them. But of course a blender can also help, or using the white. They have a good white that you can use for blending them. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do with it. For a small set, there's a lot to be said about the efficiency and the possibilities with it. And the ease of working with them. Because some pencils you would have to like have like 6 or 7 layers to get this full coverage. So that's another thing. And because it's all lead, you can even also lay them down and get a nice effect like that. So beautiful, beautiful pieces to work with. Koh-i-Noor. But I have quite a few different pencils from Koh-i-Noor. And I do like that brand. It's a very, very reliable brand when it comes to quality materials. Quality art materials. Yeah, you can see that it's almost the same full effect when you see the colors as when I work with the markers. Of course, you can see that it's colored pencil when you get in close, but it doesn't have those wide areas that most colored pencils suffer from, because they really do cover quickly and effortlessly. But I thought this is a good one to get started with colored pencils on, because there's not as much as many lines as in some of the others. So it's a nice, easygoing one for just to lay down them colors. And it had nice big areas, which is also in a way really nice with the colored pencils. I mean, they can also go into the small areas, but you know, it just fit perfectly for this one, I think. So I'm no longer just a marker girl. Now I am also doing colored pencils. Yeah. These are the woodless progresso from Czech. and they're beautiful, in my opinion. Of course, you know, some people may find them differently. There's always very different opinions on the material, but for me, is my absolute favorite colored pencil. That's why it's always on my desk and not in the cabinet, because I have a little room next to my living room where I have a stock of my books, and I have the colored pencils and the markers and everything, and that's where I go get them. Right now I have a whole lot of sets surrounding me on the table. I have to clear that up and get the table cleaned up, so that there's room for other stuff than just markers and a mess. So I'll have to get that done. Then it will also be easier to take out some of the other sets and try them out with you guys. And now I have broken into the colored pencils. It took me 17 days. On the 18th, she started with colored pencils as well, because so far I've been doing markers, both water-based and alcohol markers, but it's our first day with the colored pencils, and it's going really well. So I'm happy that I chose these. But it would be weird if I hadn't chosen these, because these are my favorites. So it would be strange if I didn't choose them. And I'm actually thinking that I'm going to continue this one out here, so that this is started here a little bit. I think this is a good point to get the sun going. So, and here we're going to wait, and then we're down there. So yeah, but definitely after this I will need to clean out my table, because now I got the shavings, they fly everywhere. And I guess it's also time to clean up the table again. So now we're on to the purple. This is good. And thank you for that trick with the... I don't have Tombos. I would love to try them, but they're just awfully expensive here. And so I don't have them yet. But maybe one day I will have them. In Tombos there's both pencils and markers, I think. And the same, I don't have the Prisma markers either. Or is it Spectrum Noir? Those markers I don't have, unfortunately. I would love to try them one day. But so far, I don't have them. But one day, maybe, you know. You never know. I mean, I would love to try most materials out, because I love to see how they work. This is also a very pretty color. Let's see this purple more here. This is a bigger area. And the Irochin, I think there's also one called that. I don't have those either. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have all brands, but I have a lot of different ones. I always try to now there's not a lot of people who give me birthday presents and Christmas presents, so I always try to wish for brands that I don't have, or sets that I don't have, so that I can try out some new stuff. And that's sort of, I remember I made a wish list on Amazon at once, and My ex-husband shared it with his friends. And I actually got quite a lot of sets all of a sudden in the mail where I didn't know who sent them. That was fun. That was like a raining presents gift time. So that was really nice. I got a lot of sets there. And that's a lot of those sets that we will be trying that I haven't tried. So. Yeah, this is nice. So that's the purple of the set. And you see that some of the pinks are also a little bit purplish. And yeah, they do lay down. I should have like a brush thing to do this with. That's a nice way to get them out. You know, like if there's a little bit of color laying on top, you know, a little, like a light, like a, you know, like one of those fluffy blush brushes or something like that. They can just wipe it off without making streaks on the paper from the pigment, because the pigment is so strong in these also. If you just like put your hand over to, then you will make streaks on the white parts of the paper because it's very strong pigment. So yeah, this is going really well. I think it's turning out beautifully. And yeah, you can see I have a lot of shavings, and you can see how easily you can take out the paint because it just separates, which is a good thing. So yeah, we're definitely gonna use that someday for something, me and Victoria, because there's no way it's going to waste. Which markers are you using, Patricia? Ah, yeah. Yeah. I have colored pencils that are specific for blending blending with water. I have these brushes that can retain water that I use for it. So these ones, they're very practical. I use that with the aquarelle pencils and with the Inktense pencils and all those kind of pencils. I use them. Inktense works very different than the watercolors, because once you put the water on, the Inktense sort of turns into a marker, so then you can't work further on it. Watercolor pencils is the pencils where you can put them on and then afterwards you can sort of smooth them out, or you know, make effects with the water. So it's a watercolor pencils. I have quite a few of those, also woodless ones that we will be trying out once I have something printed on paper that's suitable. But right now I don't have the suitable paper. Yeah, if you do that on this kind of paper, then it will just buckle up and it'll just be ruined because they can't take the water. Even, I mean, you can probably get away with doing it in very, very small amounts, but it would not be pretty. You need some paper that can take the water without, boggling up totally. So you need special paper for that. And since right now I don't have any watercolor paper in the size. So, and I'm on a budget. So it's a do not buy new materials. Do not buy new materials kind of thing, because I have to buy food for the money and pay the bills, and that's kind of it. So, but I am hoping I can get maybe a blue pad, so that I can at least print a few and try some of the watercolor ones, so that we can see how they work. But we'll see when it's possible. When it's possible, I'll do it. I can't really do it before, so that will do. This is nice. I like this color also. It's a beautiful color. It's very vibrant and intense. I do sharpen a lot. That's just the way it is with me, because I do like a sharp point all the time. I know that I can lay down color on the side, but I also want to have this uniform color. So I try to get it as uniform as I can. And I find that that works best with a sharp point for me, as long as I don't break the point. But the breaking point is not so much on the point of these. It's more the middle of the pencil. If you apply too much pressure there, then they snap, like I did with the yellow on the first. Just gonna stretch out my back. Oh. I'm even yawning. That's incredible, isn't it? So that will continue there, and then that will continue there. So we're having the flow. The flow. Here we go with the flow. But maybe this is why sometimes I get annoyed with colored pencils, because most colored pencils don't live up to the easiness of application as this one does, because it's just so easy to use and to apply. So maybe that's why I sometimes get quickly annoyed. It's beautiful. This is awesome. We're getting through all the colors. And now we're on to this one. Looks like it might be sort of some sort of corn blue. This one is a little bit fattier. Doesn't really go into the, ooh, no, it doesn't go out either. Okay. So this one definitely did not like the straw and is stuck inside the straw. Yeah, well, that was not so good. It's sort of really stuck in there. So I guess, got it out. So, okay, the blue one did not like the straw. It was too fat for the straw, and then I got the straw on, but then it was almost impossible to pull it out again. Oh, this is lovely color. I love this color. It is that corn blue that, yeah, I love sort of strong blue. It's beautiful. As you can see, it's not a lot of colors I'm working with, but we still haven't gone a full round. And that's, I'm doing like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 colors. So that's not a lot of colors that I'm doing now. So there's 24 in total, so we're not doing the brown and gray. There's a white, a gray, a black, and then 4 browns. So those we are not using. So that's sort of the set. This is a beautiful color. You see that? How vibrant and lovely it is. Look at that blue. This is awesome. So full of pigment. Yeah. So definitely, Koh-i-Noor woodless progressive pencils are definitely a go-to for me. It's just a little spot there. It's on the purple, but it doesn't matter. I can put on the blue a little bit on top there. We blend in easily. So yeah, we are moving along here. Definitely looking very beautiful, very vibrant, and the colors do fit so well together. The only thing, I would love them to have an even bigger set of colors. But there's 24 here, and I think that in the woodless watercolors, I don't know if it's 48 or 36 I'll have to look into it. But they're beautiful. They look so beautiful. But yeah, we will get there. But you can see that I apply more pressure because my finger is getting much more But I thought since this one is not that big, that many lines, it won't be so bad that I will hurt my finger too much. So I'm going to sharpen it again. It's another thing, you don't have to do that when you're with the markers. You don't have to constantly keep a sharp point and sharpen them. So maybe one of my marker things is also pure laziness. Yeah. I mean, I've even tried also to use Inktense pencil and then just like really little water. I've tried to use that where it didn't, where it worked out. But really little, and then let it dry in between. And I have tried it just to see if it was possible. I think actually Create Space paper gets a bad rep that is undeserved in some instances, because we tested, me and Johanna, and also there's another colorist, Tapita. We've tested it really with all kinds of products and found that it works pretty well, except if it's been printed in Poland. If it's been printed in Poland, then the quality is definitely poorer. But I have heard that there are differences from having also been printed different places in the States. And this is one thing where I think that the Create Space fails, because one thing that they do need to provide is consistent paper quality. But we have to keep in mind the Create Space was not intended for coloring books. Create Space books, it was intended for indie authors to write and self-publish books, because they didn't know that the coloring craze would be so intense and everything, and so it was not geared for that purpose. So we have to keep that in mind before judging too harshly. But I do think that they should adjust, and I do think that they should try to keep a consistent quality. It would of course be nice if you could get thicker paper, but the thing is, most of these, it is based on a budget, and those print facilities where they get printed might not be able to set the machines to print on even thicker paper. So there's a lot of things going into that. I know that all artists are always asking and suggesting to Create Space that they should get heavier paper and we should have more paper choices. But it's not as easy to set out a change in production, as they are getting produced in rather large places. So there's a lot going into that. So I don't think it's for unwillingness. I think that there's just some things that are not as feasible as others. And but one can always hope. I mean, I dream and hope of getting the possibility to do more. But the thing is, it also has to fit with the price that people are willing to pay. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't matter how good a product you put out. If people are not willing to pay the price of the product, then you're not selling, and then it can be the world's best quality. But the price point has to match. And that's unfortunately where it goes wrong. Because I could make spiral bound books on Lulu, but then a book that I sell at $9.99 would cost $16.99. Nobody would buy it, or very, very few would buy it. And as it is, very few buys to begin with at $9.99. So Yes, I know that some people will and some people will say it, but it just doesn't happen. I'm gonna make that blue here inside, just like in there. Take the light blue, and I don't know how I'll work it out. Yeah, practice on scrap paper or get the color companion and practice in that one. That's good because then you can keep your practice. You know, keep a record on it so you can see what results you came up with. Color companion or any other like charts or color schemes that you can. Maybe there's probably plenty if you search on Google that you can just download. But the color companion is made for both practicing and recording your colors and practicing techniques where you can write down precisely how did I do this, what did I use, and then you have a record of it so that you can use it as a reference. Hi Carol, nice to see you and welcome. So yeah, here we go. This is a beautiful, beautiful blue as well. These are really gorgeous pencils. And I will not write them in the comments now because last time it went totally wrong. I messed up and switched off the video. Oh my God, that's the second time I do that. So yeah, our first with colored pencils. You know what I should have done on all of them? I should have written on the back what I used for them. But luckily, I think I wrote down. I can see it in the fast videos. I can see what I used, and then I can go back and just like make a note of it on those where I haven't written it down. Just, you know, because it's nice to have on the back, because all of a sudden you will have forgotten. I will have forgotten what I used. And that would be a little bit sad to have come so far. So yeah, I think I will have to make an effort to do that. Maybe when I find a folder, then before I put them in there, I can just make a note of the materials used on it, on each drawing, so that I have a record of it. And I'm thinking, you know, with all the color I have, to make a different kind of book, you know, that would probably be more a children's book, so that there would be the colored one, and then some sort of silly little story about the colored one. And why does it have to be a silly little story? Because I like silly little stories. And I did write a lot of silly little stories for Joseph's Creatures, so I could write silly stories for the Weirdies as well. So this is a darker blue. There are actually 4 blues in this set. This is quite a lot of blues when you think about that. There's only 24 pencils. Yeah, but then, you know, like, have the colored one, have a silly little story, then have a page with the uncolored one, so that the kids could color their own and maybe make their own little story. And of course, those books would be far more expensive because it would be colored books. So the price point would be totally different because of the colors. It ups the price a lot. But I'm just thinking that it could be fun to have something totally different and maybe more like geared to another audience, to the kids and to the imagination of the kids. You know, it could be fun for the kids to sit with a mom and she can read that story, and the kid can color the picture, and they can make up a story together, or the kid can make up a story that the mom will write next to it. You know, I think that that could be fun, and then the colored would be fun inspiration for the children to what they can use, and you know, so I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing something like that, where I can take use of the colored pieces as well, and make something totally different that I would also kind of love to do. So I'm actually, because I am scanning them every time, so I do have usable material. So why not try? You know, I mean, nothing's lost if you don't try. I don't know if that's the word or how you say it. I have no idea. Nothing's lost if you don't try. I don't know what the saying is, but you know, it could be funny to bring out weirdies in that different kind of way, also, and then it would just be fatter books, as there would be like a double amount of pages, but it could be a fun thing, I think. Sort of. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. I'll have to write that down on my brain storm chart of stuff to do with the weirdies, because that might also support my merchandise thing. We're building up for weirdies invading the whole world in all forms and shapes. If I was a good 3D artist, I have tried a bit in 3D, but not enough to be proficient in it. Then I could make 3D models of the weirdies. That could be fun. Collect your little weirdie, like the little Smurf figurines. They would have to be tiny, not big ones, just tiny ones, tiny little weirdies, or even weirdie cards. Yeah, that was what I want. I want to do that. I want to write which media I used, and I would probably. Yeah, maybe he is in a Mardi Gras party. That could be fun. He looks party. He looks happy. So weirdies could be the new Pokemon thing. I mean, I do have enough weirdies. I actually saw that you can make cards on Sassel. So maybe, you know, like, try to make some weirdy cards. Yeah. Dream on, Maria. Dream on. Dreams are good. Dreams build futures. And ideas build dreams. And sometimes they pan out to work. So we're working on the weirdy dream at the moment. and my Weirdie dream of Weirdies all over the place. And it's not that unrealistic. Most of the things, except for the figurines, I can probably do myself. Oh, you did too? Ah, cool. I'm just happy. I'm happy you enjoyed it. Thank you, Ross. I'm glad you enjoyed coloring them. Because it shows that I did well with them, and I always thought that they were great. I always loved each and every Weirdie, but since I never really promoted the books with the Weirdies in them, I wasn't really surprised that they didn't sell a lot. Because how are people going to buy something they haven't seen and they haven't tried? So, but now we are doing a Weirdie a day, and I think more and more people are discovering Weirdies and discovering how much fun they can be all around. There was also, I had a private message yesterday. I think she was called Priscilla. I'm not 100%. You can blame me on the name. And she had colored 2 Weirdies with her 6-year-old yesterday because she discovered me yesterday, and she was so happy with them, and they had had such a great time doing it. So that was really lovely to hear that. That's great feedback. And just the kind of thing that is wonderful to hear. Oops, so this is the darkest blue, and that's a beautiful blue too. It's funny that they have 4. I mean, they could have had like, they were coming to the turquoise, but they could have had like, instead of 4 blues, maybe 2 purples and 2 more turquoise. Well, 2 turquoise in total, you know, like taking 2 blues out, and you know, yeah. It's a nice color, this one. Very strong, dark. Lays down well as the rest. You can see it's a very dark one. Something for you. So yeah, I have big visions for the Weirdies to take over the whole world with Weirdies everywhere. So we're gonna go in here. As you can see, I'm not running out of spaces, but there's not as many spaces for each color now as there were in the beginning. But I think, you know, we are gonna get around to getting into the yellow again. So it's just slowly but surely becoming very nicely colored. With these beautiful Koh-i-Noor woodless progresso. And I think these are also possible to buy in stock. So if you have like a favorite, you don't run out. This is, and they have numbers on them, and they have, for example, it says here, Koh-i-Noor dark blue check 8750 on the 7. I just have to check up. There's actually this one was the one that was changed. Okay. So there's a different system on the new one that I got. So it does have a number. It's numbered and it has a name. So that's a good thing to know, because you can also buy them in open stock if you run out of one color. You have one color that you use all the time. So that's a good thing. But I'm thinking with the way these colors are, then You know, you might be using most of the colors all the time. So let's see. Well, I would love for them to have even more colors. Even more, because they're just gorgeous to work with. And I'll have to, like, after I'll put up the one for the 20th. We're moving rapidly through the month. It's going very fast. So it's going to be progressing. Oh, totally forgot about putting this one on. It just fit if I broke another one. I just put this on. So I'm gonna put the green, a little bit of green here. So this is Christmas. I did forget about something because I wanted to, like, you know, this is the outer one, then I want to put him in the inner one here. So that I get that next color outside of that. So I'm just doing that, backtracking, because I'm ready for the green, the dark green, which is also a beautiful one. Very dark, very full, and a very rich green. So that is good. And this one, I'm thinking that I would actually like to continue here because it sort of makes sense to me in my flow that these two belong together. And then we're putting that green on top of this one. And I'll put that green in here on the next one. And the same over here. So yeah. Maybe it is going to Mardi Gras. It could be good if I make stories for them that this one was the Weirdie on his way to Mardi Gras. And we'll talk a bit about that. It could be like little themes in it. And we're going to start on the next one here. That was the plan. Sorry, my nose is chuffed. Chuffed. Yes, if you have a mix of uncolored and colored pages, it costs the same as if everything was color to publish. It's the same cost price, and that takes up the cost price, so it also takes up the price you can sell it for, but a lot. There's a huge difference, a really big difference in the price point. But I also think if it's a children's book that is sort of like calling for interaction, then a different price point might be okay. The only problem is that big publishing houses, they can do it way cheaper. So that can be a thing that might not work in favor of the book's popularity, the price point. But, you know, I might try. It will be, you know, like, I mean, it will be an art piece because it's originally hand-drawn pieces, and it's originally colored, and, you know, like, you know, it's a different kind of product. So I don't know. I have no clue. I'll have to try it, and then we'll see what works and what's not. So now we're on to, I think this is the one that I would have had to have here, because this one looks more turquoisey. Let me see what it's called. It's called dark green. So it's nothing called turquoise in the set. This is called dark green. It does look lighter than the next green, but we'll have to see what it looks like. Flamingo Weirdie. Well, you know, I never make them with thinking about a specific thing, but, you know, I'm sure that one day maybe a Flamingo Weirdie will pop out. You never know. The fun part is that they sort of start taking shape, and then I see something in them, and then I continue that line until they take more shape. But I don't do with a specific, yeah, you know, if I do with a heart, then I start with a heart point. Or parrot to go with him to the party. It could be fun. This is a very light green, actually. And I think that this one should have been between that dark green and that blue before, maybe. I would switch up the sequence here. Maybe take that one that is more like bordery. This green, I'm not as happy of the way it covers as I am with the rest of the colors. To be honest, I have to be brutally honest. I don't think that it covers as well. I don't think that the pigment is as good as in the others. I have to see if I don't think it is as light fast. It isn't. It's only got 1 star on light fastness. So I think that that's one of those things that makes it different from the others when I'm using it. I'm actually thinking that I actually have to use it here again, because it just makes sense in this sequence here. So, but it does offer up some brightness after all the dark ones here. And I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not as rich as the others. It does lay down perfectly and everything, and it is a beautiful color. It's just not as rich as the other ones. Whatever she then means by saying that. But it's just the way I'm feeling it. That's a personal thing, but it does look good, so it's not a loss. But it is actually a nice light color. So I definitely don't see it being dark green, to be honest. Maybe we got a screw up. I don't know. But it does lay down as consistently in the color and as firmly as the others do. So yeah, I do like it. So on to the next one. And what is this one? This one is called Sap Green. Sap Green, let's see. That one is too fat for the straw as well. It looks pretty good, huh? He's shaping up. So yeah, this is a darker green than the other one. That is very easy to see. So yeah, I have to change up my color sequence next time. So you see, this is why I wanted him here, because this one is going all the way around. This is a beautiful green. Very nice, rich green. But I'm missing like a little bit of turquoise, but I do think that that one that they call dark green is the one that is the most equivalent of a turquoise. So I think actually here I'll have to do this one as well. No, I won't. No, I won't. Oh, I can't change that. Well, I'll have to draw over it. I'll have to draw over it. That's as easy as that. And then it will just be a little bit shaded there. A little bit shaded. Not shady, but a little bit shaded. And it was so nice. The girl was like, because when I make a pizza, you know, I bought the ready-made pizza dough and some. It just had to be fast because they are used to eating at 5:30 in their house, and 5:30 is just not dinner time for me. Here we usually eat maybe at 7 or 7:30, sometimes 8. I don't like eating early. I was used to eating at 10, 11 in Spain for 15 years. So just eating at 8 o'clock for me is very early, but I know that I have to try to make it earlier because of Victoria and bedtime and all that. But yeah, between 7 and 8, then we will eat. And a lot of times closer to 8 in my house. So I have somebody visit that needs, you know, because her routine is she has dinner every day at 5:30. So of course the kid is going to be really hungry if she doesn't get her dinner in that time, because she's always have her dinner in that time. And the mother was like, oh, but you know, if you don't feel like cooking, maybe I can get her at 6:30. That's the earliest I can get there from work, because she was working late. And I said, no, don't worry about that. You know, I'll make dinner for them. That's the least I can do, because if Victoria goes to their house, she always gets dinner. They're so nice. So I bought the ready-made dough, and I got some grated cheese, and it was pretty easy. But then instead of like tomato sauce, because Victoria and I don't like the sogginess of tomato sauce, I get like a tomato pesto from dried tomatoes. So it's sort of a pesto, not tomato sauce, and that's what I put on the bottom under the cheesiness. And why do I put these eyes? Because I always like to put those bright green eyes. I like that a lot, so I do that a lot. I have little pet peeves. So yeah, so I just and she wanted pepperoni. Victoria only wants cheese, and I had that nice goat cheese feta that I use for my both my olive dishes. So you know, I divided into 3 parts. Well, I didn't divide it. I just made 3 parts with each the topping. You know, like there was cheese all over and the tomato thingy. And then I just, on my part, I added the goat cheese feta. And on Victoria's part, it was just the cheese. And I added pepperoni on Emma's part. And then I added Parmesan cheese all over. Just gonna accentuate this one a little bit. You can do that sometimes, you know, if you think it color's a little bit dark or something, you can put a little bit lighter color over just to bring it out a little bit. And that's the nice thing with these, that you can blend them like that and get good results with it. They're lovely to work with because you can do a lot. Because you can easily take a light one and go a little bit over one of the dark ones and switch up the color like that, or take a darker one and mix it a little bit on top of the other one. I mean, you can really work with them. You can work them into each other and do a lot of stuff with them. For instance, if it's a flower, you can easily like accentuate. Like for instance here, no, I can't do that. Now I have to stick with the system. Maria, don't get overboard. I just feel like doing it because it's so easy to do with these. So you get inspired to do little extra things, little extra accents and stuff like that, just because you can easily. Yeah, and it was really nice, and she was like, "Oh, this tastes so good. It's really lovely, and it's not soggy." I'm like, "No, it's not soggy because I don't use the tomato sauce." And she's like, "What did you use then?" I said, "Well, I use a pesto made of dried tomatoes and oil instead of the tomato sauce, which is more water-based sauce, so that's why it gets soggy." And she's like, "Oh, I want to tell my dad so the next time he makes it, he can do it the way that you do it because it's really good." So that's a great compliment. I think I was very happy to hear that. And she told her mom when she came to pick her up, she said, "Oh, and you know, Maria doesn't use tomato sauce. She uses this, and it tasted so good, and it was a really good pizza." So that's a very sweet kid. I like her. She can come and visit us again. I'll cook for her. She was appreciative and nice, and generally, you know, well behaved. There's some kids, you make food for them and they just sit and look at it. You ask them what do you like, because you know I always do that if I'm having somebody else's kid over. I ask what they like and I try to do something at least, you know, that I'm not making some food that they hate. You know, try to accommodate a bit. And then, you know, once they've told me, I try to make something that they say they like. And then if they're just sitting looking at it like it's garbage, they get slightly annoyed because I made time and effort to do it. Then they better well appreciate it. Ha, ha. It's sprinkly all over the place. So yeah, they have to appreciate the food. Hi Felicia, nice to see you. It's a very funky chicken, a funky, colorful chicken. So here we're gonna go with the yellow. I have to be a little bit careful with him because I broke him. But it's a really nice, powerful yellow. You see, like, because normally there's a lot of times when you're using a yellow, it's almost like, you know, it's not showing up so much. Whereas this yellow is definitely showing up. There's no two ways about it. It's yellow and it's there. And strong and vibrant, like the colors in the set are. And I enjoy that. So that was the second round we started. We have very little left on him. So I'm gonna go here. We're gonna go here and there and everywhere. We're gonna go here and there and everywhere. And then I'm gonna go in here. So that will be going down there. This is also beautiful, beautiful yellow, dark, warm. We call it dark yellow. Really lovely. So we need up here with the eyes. And this is where I'm blending it in a bit to sort of like make that spiral in his eyes. The color spiral. It's hypnotic color spiral eyes. So here I'm gonna go with the orange. I should sharpen it a little bit. So yeah, really lovely colors to work with. I'm happy I finally jumped in on the colored pencils so that you're not going to think I only ever use markers, because that's not the truth. It's just that I know that it takes a lot more energy from me to use. And then I'm going to go in here to use the colored, because I do have a tighter grip and I hurt the fingers more. So on this one, it just seems like, it seemed like a perfect one to use them on. So yeah. And I'm getting you all like rainbow addicted because I always do the rainbow thing. So here, because I do want this spiral to kind of blend. So I'm going to go back and just pass the yellow in here so that they sort of blend more, that orange and the yellow. Because you can do that. And it's very easy on this to work with. It does give a very beautiful immediate effect. So yeah, moving on to the red. The red zone, we're in the red zone. And the red always, it needs a little bit of sharpness. It's a very bold yellow. These are the Koh-i-Noor Woodless Progresso. And there's 24 in the set. 24. And they're reasonably priced. We just looked them up. They were like $16, I think, for the 24 set. 16, yeah. And I think that is a very cheap, because the quality is absolutely amazing. It's a really great, it is my favorite color pencils out of all the color pencils that I have. And I also have Holbeins, and I have some really pricey ones. But for me, price-wise and quality-wise, these make really good sense. And you can do blending, and they go down uniformly. The only thing is that they do break easily, so you have to be careful there. I broke one, the yellow one I broke when I started this one with my first yellow pass. I, boom, broke him in half. But they also snap if you, for instance, if they fall on the floor. So you have to be careful on that. But besides from that, then they are absolutely beautiful to work with. As you can see, they lay down really uniformly. They have very rich pigment. So so they do perform very well. You don't have to lay down multiple layers in order to cover the white. They do it in one go, unless you have a very, very light hand. I mean, you can also of course have a very light hand, and then it won't lay down in one go, that's for sure. But so far, you know, that for me they lay down pretty well. And they're beautiful colors, really beautiful, vibrant. They got a lot going for them. And yeah, I got them all over the place because of sprinkles that it makes. There's no wood, so it's all full lead. It's full lead, so they do sprinkle when you. This is my when I sharpen them, I save that so that I maybe can use it in another project later. You don't want to waste it. I think I forgot to put the red here, so just blend in that red here and that orange. That's good. Thinks that's good. And then we take the last red here. It's very nice. You can see now he's got these sort of hypnotic eyes. Just trying to get sprinkles away. So we're going here. It is, yeah, it's just like magic. It's almost like when you're sitting and you're putting down alcohol marker, that's as much and as fast coverage you get. So in that respect, they are definitely very, very effective. And they got beautiful colors, so they got everything going for them. I also like the way they feel in the hand, because they do have a little bit more weight since there's not the wood around the lead. The lead itself weighs more. So in that respect, they do also. It's a slight difference. I know some people say they don't like it. I like it. I think they feel good in the hand. They feel solid in a way, unless they snap because you're too. But there was a trick that you can put a straw around them. It's not all of them that fit in the straw, I found out. But it was a very good trick, you know, to maybe, you know, prevent breaking them. So if you have a hard hand, now we got this one going. That's the pinky one. And I think that one will go in here too, because it just fits in there. I'm just gonna. So yeah, we're getting very much along with today's Weirdie. And of course, when I'm finished here, I'll put up the Weirdie for the 20th. The one for tomorrow, for the 19th, is already up at the pay hip at 0+. This one, you can find the link in the description of the video to go get this one. And the others are on the pay hip, so it's just looking through my pay hip and you will find the Weirdies for the first days of January. I will take them away. I'll take them down when we start on February. So they're just available at 0+ while we're in the month. And then afterwards, it will be the next ones that will be coming up little by little in a continuous flow. And otherwise there's the books and there's the PDFs as well that are for sale. But you can get it at 0+, where you can leave a little tip if you like what I do and color your own. and be a part of the Weirdies. So I have to find this one. Yeah. Yeah, I think the eyes look really, that spiral effect, but it also shows how easy they are to blend, even on a small little spot like that. They are very, very manageable. So this is, I would think that this is a great pencil for all, in the way that I see pencil. I would also recommend it to beginners, just, you know, to have a successful experience, because some colored pencil require a practice. These I don't think really requires practice, because they are very easy and smooth to work with. So they do have a great advantage over many others. And you just get beautiful results with them. And you can do so much with them in the blending and what else you want to do. And get much more out of them than you might immediately think that a set of 24 can do. That's what you get in this. So I think, yeah, definitely worth it. So we're on to our last color, and that's a darker one here. This is that one here. So that fits actually with coming here. Finishing off here is good. So that's it. The Mr. Chicken going to the Mardi Gras Weirdie of the day is done. And here you can see this is the cases. I don't like these because it's difficult to get them out, but that's what they come in. I think that a pouch, like a fabric pouch, might be a good thing also to protect them. But they are really lovely colored pencils that you will cherish, I think. We got the purple and the blues. I still think that it's crazy that there's like 4 blues. But you can see I actually used quite a lot of pencil while we were working on them. So, whoopsie daisy. And these are the ones that we didn't use, the 4 browns. And these are good 4 browns, because you can use this one with the yellows and this one with the reds, and you have a good range of browns compared to it being 24. Then you got one black, a gray, and a white. And the white is a great white one. It's a really good white one that you can also use to blend even more. So, and you can use it to make accents and stuff. So it's a very good one. So that is the Woodless Progressos from Koh-i-Noor. And it comes in this box. And I had a problem the first time when I got it, that the orange one was already broken in the box, and they just replaced it immediately because they know about this problem. So yeah, they're good ones. They're my favorites for colored pencils. So this is it. I'm done. We're done for today. Thank you for joining us. And tomorrow is on my day off. I'll probably join in. I don't know what time my boyfriend will come, so I'll probably figure that out tomorrow. So Tina will be guest hosting tomorrow, so that will be special. It will be on the same channel, and if my boyfriend is working, then I'll probably join in and comment and have fun with you guys a little bit, unless I'm running around like a headless chicken in the kitchen. So I'm looking forward to that. And if I don't catch it live, then I'll definitely watch it afterwards. And since it will be here, and Tina will be posting as my page, then I will also be able to download it and make the speed version and all of those things afterwards. So everything will be a-okay, great. We'll figure everything out, and I'm hoping that Tina won't be nervous. I don't think so. Yeah, I like it with the vibrant and powwow. I need that vibrant thing when I'm coloring. So we're looking forward. It's going to be the first guest host. That's great that your daughter's going to be with you. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. It will be awesome. Well, you never know if I'll jump in and do something else earlier tomorrow or any other time. You never know with me. Depends what I feel like in the moment. Yeah, headless chicken. So yeah, don't be nervous. You will do wonderfully. I know. I saw your video on your page. It was perfect. This paper is just like regular, very cheap copy paper. So it's no special paper. So I think, the paper can help. But, I'm finding this paper quite easy to work with. If I was working with watercolors or something else, I would be working with a different paper. But so far, I like this. It's bright, wide, and I think colors lay down well on it. So yeah, so I'll see you Saturday. If I don't get on and do something earlier tomorrow, then you'll have to catch a rerun. But I'm looking forward to having Tina guest host. So I'll see you all, guys. I will show you the one for tomorrow, so you're prepared. Gotta prepare for tomorrow. This Weirdie is for tomorrow, and he's pretty awesome. I see like a walrus, like with these things that is holding the world on top of his head or something. But that's the one for tomorrow that you will be coloring with Tina. And I think I'll probably do, someday I'll do an extra because I want to color all of them as well. So someday I'll probably color him. I prefer doing it live. It's more fun. So I'll see you and have a nice evening. And bye. See you.